Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Troy D. We're back. It's the Troy D 24/7 Mall on point reviews all day, every day. And today we've got a wonderful and many say underrated fragrance that you guys should know about, especially if you are used to the usual stuff, the Laytons right there in the back, or the Cashies, or the Mont Blancs. Maybe you want to check this out, guys. This is a lot of people are saying this is underrated. This is none other than Parfums de Marly Akaster. Parfums de Marly Akaster. Okay, we're gonna go talk about this one today. If you've never heard about it, time to get excited because I'll give you the lowdown. As always, no hype, no craziness. We're just gonna talk about this fragrance and see how it is, if you guys buy it or not. Okay, so before we continue, we are going to hit the music. Okay, guys, we are back. Parfums de Marly Akaster. You know, some people, actually most people, really want the simplest answer. You know, some people just want to say, Troy, what's your top five? Just tell me. Just tell me the top five, so I can just buy them. Okay? Or is it good or not? Remember, like back in the day, I used to laugh when people would always just be like, is it good or not? Just tell me. and thank you, by the way, for trusting my is it good or not opinion. But you know what, guys, like it's really important to know different facets of perfumes because somewhere down the line you're gonna experience them. Okay, and this is Acaster here. This is basically the rosewood offering of Parfums de Marly, and I never knew that actually until I met Noah, who is sending us something great this week. But Acaster here, this is something that he kept pushing me. He was like, dude, you want to try it? Like, you gotta get this. You gotta try this out. You gotta review it. It's unheard of in many circles. Nobody knows about it. And so, it didn't materialize, but eventually Scott came in and he had Acaster. So I was like, oh, this is great, Scott. I really wanted to review this, not just for Noah, who wants it out there, but also for many people that the moment I mention the name, the moment people see this on the backdrop of all the other perfumes, they're like, oh my god, I'm glad you have Acaster. So amen. Here we go. So Acaster, again, simply put, it's gonna be the rosewood offering. Okay, and a lot of people really say that they don't like the rosewood. It's too played out. And I can sympathize with that because really rosewood in the combination of things, really there's not much differences between one another. And when I do, I always like mention it. I'm always like, oh man, this one is a different rosewood than the usual. My first experience with rosewood was basically Armani Privé Rose d'Arabie, and it definitely blew me away. Rosewood combination is just so regal, so unique, and so wonderful that really it's something to try. And there are many rosewoods out there like Armani Privé Rose d'Arabie that just, it doesn't feel like a crazy oud. It doesn't smell too like offensive or anything like that, or too rosy. Some people don't like Portrait of a Lady because it's too rosy. Okay, but most of the rosewoods I have tried are just not too rosy. You have also Dasman out here, which a lot of people want me to review. That's another amazing rosewood, but this is not about Dasman, it's about Acaster. But really there's a lot of redundancies in rosewood. Once you try one, you might not want to get another, and so that's also the reason why I probably don't own this. Okay, the redundancy. And so anyways, when Acaster came in, this was one of the first things I really tried out immediately. I was like, man, it's time. So I sprayed it, and first impressions is like, oh shoot, it's another rosewood. That was my first impression. Okay, like first just spray, I was like, oh, here's another one. And I just literally skipped this. Like the moment I tried this, I was like, oh, that's it. But then this is from, again, the perspective of me, who's actually tried many rosewoods, but and owned them. But I think that for somebody that hasn't owned any rosewoods, this might be a blockbuster. This might be like it's like the same reaction when I tried that Armani Privé. This is a rosewood offering, just like most others, and it's just a matter of preference, like which one would you want to buy, which brand, or which one comes to you first, or which deal gets closed, quicker. Do you get Acaster first or Armani? Doesn't matter, or Boudicca. Now, is there really a difference? Yes, there is actually. There is a difference. By the time I did my second and third try of Acaster, because I just refused to believe that this is just another rosewood, I found some really, really key difference. Number one is cypress. Okay, cypress is a very green, herbaceous, almost piney note. You can say somewhat earthy. That is a dominant note here. For most people that actually own rosewoods, you will notice that the rosewoods of most other perfumes have a sort of like bright continuation or uplifting continuation. This one here really curves. Actually, it feels like the standard rosewood, but then it curves into that cypress, okay, which is, in my opinion, like that actually provides a different note, like actually, like literally a different feeling when you have this as your rosewood. And it also provides sort of like that Parfums de Marly feel of like it's a little bit earthier, it's a little bit manlier. Okay, this thing opens with lemon, which I don't really feel so much. Pink pepper is there, absolutely, and this pepper is different from black pepper. The pink pepper is really an uplifting spice that's there. It's gonna zing your nose, it's gonna wake you up, and it has geranium, which is also another herbaceous scent. The Bulgarian rose and the Taif rose here is, I mean, I gotta say, is A++. This is exactly the stuff I would expect from any quality rosewood. Okay, so the Bulgarian rose and Taif rose, can't say nothing. Those are really quality rose that's in it. Now, interestingly, there is the oud here is from Laos. It's Laotian oud, okay? And Laotian oud, basically, from what I've researched, is that it is a little bit darker. It's like woodier and darker, okay? And for those who are the experts at oud, let me know, what you guys think of Laotian oud. But if it is true that this oud here is a little bit darker, is a little bit woodier, then that explains it, because this one here has that curve. Remember I told you guys before, the curve appeal, where it goes standard rose oud, then curves into the cypress, green, earthy, and then the Laotian oud, darker. Okay, and also the Laotian oud provides an animalic tone, slight animalic tone to it, that I think you can really just experience during the dry down moments, to be honest. Mostly you will really receive the standard quality rose oud experience. And that's what I mean. Like, if you've never owned one, this would be a great time to buy Acaster, because really you're not gonna miss out on the other rose oud experiences by owning this one. Now, speaking of the cardamom in this, which is very prevalent in almost every Parfums de Marly, there is some cardamom here that provides like a spicy tone to it, very sexy. But I also want to say that the musk dry down is wonderful as well. You've got that musk dry down that complements basically that rose oud cypress basically concoction right there. And this becomes you can say like almost like a night sexy scent, or just like a manly sexy scent, or you can also say a dark sexy scent, or a dark rosewood scent. Again, for the ladies watching this, we got some ladies watching, which is really great. I'm shocked. Sometimes I see women actually commenting and saying, hey, I really didn't forget your review on this one. I'm gonna buy one. So shout outs to the ladies. This is definitely wearable. I mean, this is definitely some dark rose oud stuff. Again, I mean, you could just translate that as a manly thing. Like you could say, oh, it's manly because you'd be wearing like a suit and stuff. But then don't forget, guys, when it comes to rose oud also is all about class and sophistication and royalty and stuff like that. That's really what rose oud is about. I mean, I can't really even think about a situation that's like a normal situation, like I'm just going out to do something, where I really picked up rose oud. I really do pick up rose oud when I feel like I'm going to do something regal, something royal, something that's like a big deal. And that's where I bring out the rose oud. And of course, you ladies definitely, in my opinion, have more things to do that that are involving that stuff, smelling regal, smelling great. I mean, us guys, nah, we don't have a lot of those, but you girls have a lot of those. Acaster, definitely up in that alley. I would say probably even, close to or tied with like Portrait of a Lady, because they're both kind of darky, dark rose, that kind of deal. But this one right here, I believe that the earthiness it makes it smell like a natural progression. You know what I mean? And I will tell you this, that, this perfume, for those that are beginners, for those that are, you could say beginner to intermediate, this thing does not evolve. Okay, which that might be a downer for some, but then that is also good news for many users, especially from the beginner to intermediate, because it does not evolve. It means that rose oud cypress shot keeps going all throughout, and it will do the job. It will provide that rose oud combination that everybody will love. That's basically a caster for you. And like I said, buying wise, I mean, if you don't own any rose oud, I'm talking about any, and you definitely want to add something that adds some regal royalty feels to your life, to your collection, then without a doubt, grab this Acaster right here. I mean, really, if I got this first, I don't know if I would have gotten the Armani Privé. I don't know if I would have gotten Nemer, because the rose oud really, you don't need a million bottles of. But like I said, when it comes to rose oud, if you see a nice variation, you gotta go for it as well. Okay, because I love how people make the changes, how perfume brands or perfumers make the changes, adjustments on the rose oud, and they still keep that blend alive and well. Okay, so I like this Acaster. I mean, really, if I didn't have any other rose ouds, I would have been blown away. So I can definitely understand that. Now, it's underrated. Why? Because there's other Parfums de Marly stuff that the mainstream really wants. But like I said, guys, rose oud, get into it. Get into rose oud. If it is a facet in your collecting that you've never tried before, please get into rose oud. Feel it out. Feel it out. Let yourself smell like roses. Okay? It's nice as well. Very interesting stuff. Okay, all right, so I want to thank Scott again, Scott Aranda Real Estate, who helped us out, lent me this bottle of Acaster. And I want to thank Noah Dean as well, who basically told me about this. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank the PDM group. I'm going to link you guys below to a Facebook group called the PDM and Initio Lovers. They're really warm and nice and friendly people in that group, and so make sure you follow them and join that group if you want to get into all this PDM stuff, the PDM perfumes and Initio as well. Okay, so until tomorrow, thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow, guys. This is Troy D. Take care.